We should try to make the best handling front-wheel drive car in the world. Could we use 2 different size cam lobes to improve efficiency and performance? I wonder if we could make a reliable, usable supercar as fast as a Ferrari for half the price. Let's build a rear-wheel drive sports car with an engine with record-breaking specific output. Do you think we could make a passenger car get over 60 miles to the gallon?
This car comes from a time when Honda used to innovate, when money was spent on developing cars that were world-beating in the areas that mattered: engine performance, handling, steering, transmission feel, reliability, affordability, build quality, and attention to detail. The 1990s saw some of Honda's most legendary sports cars: the NSX, EK9 Civic Type R, DC2 Integra Type R, and the S2000. But while one side of the factory was trying to get the best numbers here and here, the first generation Insights team were trying to get the best numbers here. Behold the excellence! Currently, we are doing 45.5 kilometers to the litre. That's like 2 litres per 100k and over 100 miles to the gallon. That means if you carried on like that for the entire fuel tank of this car, you could go nearly 2,000 kilometers and it would only cost you $100. The technology that they put in this was pretty astounding for the time period to be able to, I know at the moment we're doing a bit better than that, but it was rated to do like 61 miles to the gallon or something, which is like 3.5 litres per 100k. Which at the time, just no other car could even come close. It's all down to the hybrid setup really. It's got a 1 litre 3-cylinder engine, which makes about 50 kilowatt, and then it has a electric motor that's basically the shape of the bell housing that goes onto the transmission. So it's an electric motor about this big but quite skinny, and it just provides a bit of extra assistance really. And you've got this little charge and assist gauge here, along with a few other bits and pieces here in the gauge cluster that can tell you when it's charging it, like at the moment, or if you put your foot down, then it will move over into the assist as the electric motor is sort of starting to help turn that crankshaft a bit to give you a bit of extra oomph. And then when you combine it with the incredibly aerodynamic shell, all the body panels are made out of aluminium as well, so it only weighs about 850 kilos. It's got a coefficient of drag of like 0.24, and you've got those covers over the rear wheels and everything, and the way the lights are sculpted and everything to direct air around the front wheels and around the mirrors and all this kind of stuff. The thing that staggers me most is when you get this thing out on the motorway, there's no wind noise, which is so weird because obviously the air is just flowing so smoothly over the car that you don't even hear it, which is pretty remarkable really. Now in terms of performance, naturally with a 1 litre hybrid engine and really long gears, this thing is not fast. There's no one behind me here. I'll slow it down and give it a bit of welly so you can hear the 3-cylinder. Check this out. Oh, it takes a while, man. There's 100. And once you hit 3rd, it doesn't really get a lot faster, that's for sure. The other problem that this car has is it has less torque than a pencil sharpener, honestly. Like, you get it out on the motorway here, I'm sitting in 4th and it's still struggling to hold 100 k's an hour. Any gust of wind, you back down the gears, come on! Feel that electric assistance, yes, speed! If I could have one of these as my drive to and from work car, if I didn't have a company car through Honda, mate, this would just be brilliant. Like, it's actually surprisingly comfortable and nice to drive. Like, I'm actually quite surprised. It's not the quietest car ever, it's quite noisy, and it is incredibly slow. But mate, with petrol prices getting up close to $3 a litre now, like, think of the savings you could get with a car like this. And with a manual, it's genuinely fun. Here we go. Oh, we're splashing the Outlander into 2nd. Come on! Is that all? I'm not gonna say it's the best car ever. Like, it's not. Like, the steering feel is pretty vague. It is incredibly slow. It's hopelessly impractical. It's got no back seats. The boot floor is really high, so you're left with like a letterbox that you can put stuff in at the back. I bet you the radio probably sounds terrible. It doesn't even work in this car. The air conditioning is pretty weak and makes the car even slower when you turn it on. But if you just needed a car to get to and from work, this would be remarkable. Just, the amount of fuel that you would save, the amount of attention that you would get. And even though it's manual and most people want an automatic to drive to and from work, it's so easy to drive. And for that reason, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's such a cool car. But the real question is, ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is.